Visit OnFireTV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new season of Survivors with a Purpose. I am Monica, your host of the show. First, I want to, for newcomers, I think they should know that Survivors with a Purpose radio show, along with the rest of my team, we're here to use this platform to, encourage, motivate, inspire. We're here to share our stories about, things that we've survived or are currently surviving. We're just, it's not just a place to vent, but you can also get some, education from us, some things you may be able to help us with if you have more knowledge. But here is where we'll share all those things that we're going through, whether it doesn't matter where you're located, because as you all know, we all go through the same things. So that's really what we're here for. We'll talk about many topics, many things going on around the world. It won't always be cancer and lupus to my people who are looking for me to return. It's going to be a variety of topics. So, just stay tuned. This is what it is. However, let me give you all this disclaimer, okay? Because I do have people on from time to time. This is a lot of this is our opinions, what we think or how we may feel. It's not, we will state facts though, and I'll let it be known when it's a fact, because I like to have receipts when I say certain things. So you can follow, I'm so sorry, I should not have done that, but you can follow us at The Swap Radio Show on Instagram. It's Swap Radio on Facebook. My personal is Monica WLS and the number 2. And what else I want to say? How you can watch. You can watch at onfire-tv.com/watch/ is that correct? I believe it is. I have a co-host with me today, Tony. He'll be on. There he is.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back.
Some of you have been asking for me and Tony. Here we are. I don't know what it is about us, but they've been asking. How are you, Tony?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Listen, I'm surviving.
With a purpose.
Definitely, always with a purpose.
Always.
So are you allowed now? I know it's been a couple of years. Are you allowed to give your social media?
Yeah, I don't care. You can follow me. Facebook, it's Tony Berger. Very simple. Instagram, it's One Driving Mofo.
You want to spell that? Would you like to spell that?
I'm gonna spell it. ONEDRIVINMOFO. Quick disclaimer. My niece in South Carolina set my Instagram up. And everybody in my family knows that I can drive really well. So that was her handle on how she set my Instagram up. I had nothing to do with that.
Really? I didn't know Maisha did that.
Maisha did that, yes.
I didn't know.
Maisha kept telling me to get on Instagram. I said, I don't know nothing about that. She said, all right, I'll do it. And when she sent me all the information, that's what it was. I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I do have a TikTok. What is my TikTok? I think it's the same thing. Monica WLS and the number 2. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that, but that's my Instagram. And my TikTok is Monica WLS and the number 2. I will not be giving out Facebook. I purposely changed my Facebook to my government name so I can have it for family and close friends and not everybody under the sun. I feel like some things should still be private. You know what I mean?
And that's what I do to my Facebook. So I really screen who goes on there because of
Why did you just give it if you're gonna be screening?
Oh, because they don't really have no content to get me in trouble or nothing like that. So
Okay. So
yeah,
you don't mind now.
I don't mind now, no. Because I'm very limited in what I post there.
Okay. Y'all heard what he said, right? I be saying some stuff. I saw you traveled a little bit. You took a drive.
Yeah, I took a road trip, Disney World.
Okay. Didn't even make it a family trip. Cousin, y'all want to go? Why are you looking like that?
Because I had this conversation with my mother and my sister. My daughter said, Daddy, I want to go see the Magic Kingdom. Let's go.
So
It literally was an overnight decision.
it was not, because I remember I'm not gonna go there with you. You know how we can do the back and forth that the people like, but I'm not gonna do that today. The people love that about us, apparently.
I mean, I'm not saying like I woke up in the morning like, all right, get in the car, let's go. No, it was like really last minute. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like our conversation the other day with the Cancun trip. How
Oh yeah, our people. Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to put that out there and everybody be like, oh yeah, I'm going, and then at the last minute everybody back out. You know what I'm saying? I went through that twice this year, so I'm just like, she want to go, I'm gonna go.
You just have to ask the people you know have money, because that's where I'm at. I'm
I'm
not
starting to
mentioning.
learn that.
I'm not mentioning anything to people with no money. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
know you
starting
know
to
that.
learn that. You can't keep selling your dreams to other people with no finances that want to keep dreaming. You know what I'm saying? And the
Right.
good thing about it is that trips now you don't have to pay for them. You can really finance trips.
That's how they have it. But
Like it's so much easier.
well, listen. I was talking to you about that, and I told you my daughter wanted to go to Cancun by 18th birthday. I was like, listen, I'm not about to pay nobody to set this up, set up Disney. Let me look into how to be a travel agent, and boom, you because of the travel agent. So it's getting ready to be on. I'm going to
Add
have all.
another notch to your belt.
I know, right? I have to be certified in everything. I'm listen. I wear many hats, and that one I definitely need it. So
Yeah, that's gonna benefit you long run. Absolutely.
I can't wait to get started. I'm telling you.
I can't wait either because now I ain't got to do my legwork. I'm just gonna pay you to do it. Bing.
Well, you know, I like multiple streams of income.
Hey,
I'm gonna move on with the quote of the day because you know we can talk forever. So listen, y'all. I've decided that we need a quote of the day. I know some of you get up and you throw something on Facebook. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're a Facebook junkie like some people, you know, you have to say good morning to everybody every morning. I know there's some people, some people I want them to stop with their good mornings, but I like to do the inspirational quote in the morning. So my quote of the day will be, everything happens for a reason. People change so that things, excuse me, people change so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can appreciate them. When they're right and sometimes good, but in the long run, good things fall apart so better things can fall together. Now, if y'all didn't get that, I'm gonna read it again. Everything happens for a reason. People change so that they can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can appreciate them. Right when they're going, wait a minute, y'all, I didn't mess that up. Things go wrong so that you can appreciate them when they're right. And sometimes good things fall apart so that better things can fall together. So my quote applies to many things. I had a friend that was going through a bad breakup, and you know, it was like they were like back and forth, I want to say, but she's just like, that's who I'm supposed to be with. How do you know that? How do you know that this didn't fall apart so that you can get the right one? or the one that you're supposed to be with. So, I mean, you can take that and apply it to any part of your life. But that right there, I was able to apply that to her life. Now, whether she takes it and uses it, I don't know. I don't know. So, Tony.
Yes.
Are you there?
I'm here.
You get my quote?
You speak. Hey, you preaching. I'm living that right this moment.
Uh-oh. I'm scared to ask. I'm scared to ask.
No, I mean, just in short, the very back of your quote, I had to realize that because you love a person, don't mean you have to be with that person. So in your mind and in your heart, you feel like that's the one, but God has showed me continuously it's not the one. And that relationship had to fall apart for me to find someone new, someone different that seems to be better.
I was looking for the collection plea. I was trying to pass it around. People don't get it. You terrible. Some people it take longer to get. Hopefully it is not too late, because if you keep playing around with that person that is not the right person, you're gonna mess around and miss your person. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, some people seem to think that, oh well, we've been going through this. They must. Oh, he really loves me. That's not what it means, because you won't have so many struggles in your relationship if that's who you're supposed to be with. That's just what I believe. Again, that's that disclaimer. Somebody else may feel differently, but I'm just, in my mind, I wouldn't go through so much with one person if this was my person. You get what I'm saying? And I don't want to be religious or spiritual. Some people tend to do that, but I don't know what it is. I just don't. No, I'm sorry. I can't do it. People not gonna keep cheating. I don't want to have to keep telling you how to treat me. Like, some things is a no. So I'd rather walk away than continuously go through it. And that absence makes the heart grow fond of thing. I don't know if that's true. That hasn't happened to me. So
me either.
So it was like, and maybe there's still some feelings there, I don't know. But it just never happened. I'm gonna leave it there before somebody start asking questions and saying stuff. First topic. Moving right along. First topic. It's COVID. Y'all know it's a major topic. It's major right now. And people are walking around now with no mask on. I believe I saw Tony with no mask on. But yes, I mean, people are really out there like that. I had COVID, so I refused to just take my mask off. And even when I got it, I felt like I was doing everything right. My Lysol wipes, I'm bleaching stuff, I'm, Lysol and everything down with the spray, with the wipes, everything. Wearing my mask, and I still ended up getting it. So I'm not sure, like I don't even understand why is it that they swab our nose. If you say that if I spit, my droplets get on somebody, then they can get COVID. So why are you in my nose when you could just swab my mouth? I didn't,
that is an interesting question, right? And with the job, we gotta get tested weekly. And they asked people, did they want to do the spit? And everybody said, I'd rather spit than have you swab my nose. Well, we spit in the cup. They told us it wasn't enough spit to detect saliva, of the saliva to detect COVID. And I said, how not, when a droplet can spread COVID, and you telling me this glob of spit can't? That
Jesus.
The lady told me swab the nose or spit more in the cup.
I have to raise my hand right now, because why? Spitting in a cup sounds very nasty. Why are they not doing like they do with the DNA test? Why are they not like?
Listen, this company that they got doing our tests, is a Mickey Mouse company. The people don't even be wearing scrubs and shit. They come in there with jeans and t-shirts and tennis shoes and shit on.
Why do you need a uniform to swab your nose or your mouth? Like,
it's medical. You got to have some type of hygiene.
But you don't have to have a uniform. They have on gloves, don't they?
I don't know. I just call the whole operation Mickey Mouse.
So have you had COVID?
Twice.
So what were your symptoms? How were you affected?
The first time, very early on in the COVID stage, my eyes was the first thing that started hurting.
Your eyes? That was a symptom?
Yeah, it was added months after I went through it. My eyes started hurting first. So I went to the clinic because what I was experiencing seemed like dehydration. Mm. So my eyes started hurting. And that's what they actually told me. I was dehydrated. And remind you, the first time was early on in COVID. So my eyes started hurting first. Then I got a headache. The very next day, my muscles started aching. Later on that evening, my bones, two different aches, my muscles and my bones was aching with the headache and the eyes. That night, I went back to the emergency room. They did a test for SARS, which is the onset to COVID-19, and it popped positive. My breathing had declined. I started throwing up. I wasn't taking in food or water. I was very weak. I had like every symptom the first time. I got really sick.
Wow.
They wanted me to stay in the hospital. And the lady kept saying that if my breathing don't improve, they're going to put me on a ventilator. That's another topic I'm not going to get into because I know a guy that I don't know him personally. I have met a guy that I've talked to that built ventilators before COVID that told me never allow your family members to go on the ventilator. So when they said I would have to go on a ventilator, I started thinking about that, but that conversation with that guy, and I was refused to go on a ventilator. So I walked out of the hospital. I went home. I got progressively worse over time. But then I started coming back. I think I might have had COVID the first time for 3 weeks.
That long?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow. So did you?
But I'm gonna tell you.
Were you vaccinated?
No, that was early on. It wasn't even a vaccination then.
I mean, because you talking about the first time, second time. I want to know what time we on because.
No, this is all the first time. This was.
Oh wow.
COVID was probably came out in March. I caught it in June.
So this is all 2020 though, right?
Yeah, that was the first year of it.
Hey,
I'm thinking it was.
They call it COVID-19. That's when they actually made the COVID and then sent it here. I mean, released it. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother topic.
Whenever they went through that lockdown in February or March and they locked everything down,
that was the
very first time. Yeah, okay, 2020. So in 2020, June of 2020 was when I got COVID.
I remember you wasn't by yourself. Oh, I know you wasn't, because that's how I found out. Somebody, it was a group. I'm not going there because I ain't gonna tell you the family business. Anyway,
I'm sure.
So the second time, how much was the time apart? Like, was it like
months?
The
second time was this past Christmas.
Right.
So
you had it around that time.
Say that again.
I think you had it around the same time I had it because I had it in December.
Yeah, we had it the same time. The second time, yeah. So it was right around Christmas. And I didn't have no symptoms this time. I took the test at work. They said positive. I went and got a second test from university, said positive. I went and got a third test from Johns Hopkins, said positive. So
why did you need 3 tests?
Because the company at the job, I keep telling you, is a Mickey Mouse company. I wanted to be certain. So when I got
there are no false positives. It's only false negatives. There are no false positives. It's false negatives.
No, it is false positives.
Who said that?
I caught a false positive in January last year. Look, this shit is above me. I'm not a scientist. You know what I'm saying? Everybody keeps saying, not saying you, but all the professionals keep saying all these ifs and ands and do's and don'ts, and they got these criterias and thoughts and everything. And I just, with what I went through and the little bit that I've learned that I have verified to be factual, a lot of stuff they say don't make sense in the realm of things. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I agree.
So, I don't get into all the false positive, false negative. You can't get it this way, you can't get it that way talk. Because like you, early on, when it first came out, I was wearing gloves, masks. I had stopped going to the market and all that stuff. I was wiping everything, and I still caught it.
Well, that's how you got it, the gloves. I mean, let me say this. We can only be safe. It's never going to be 100%. And I say that because, like you just stated, you're wearing gloves. Now, you just think about the fact that you're wearing gloves. Gloves. The doctor come in your room, give you an exam, go into the next room while never changing his gloves. So whatever you may have, he's going to take to the next person because he never changed his gloves. I thought that was absolutely crazy to see people with gloves on because everything is sticking to your gloves. So if I'm touching your laptop, you have COVID. Now I touch mine. But then I end up taking my gloves off and now I'm touching my laptop and now I have COVID. So it's like you're just taking it wherever you're going when you're wearing gloves. I don't know how I got it. I do know, however, that I was fully vaccinated when I got it. And I did get it, 2021, around Christmas time. I got it. Both of my daughters and my granddaughter. We are all in the same house. They are fine going around. The only symptom that my oldest daughter had was she lost her sense of taste and smell. My youngest daughter, I think she just had like a stuffy nose. Grandbaby, no issue at all. Me, I'm in here with chills. I'm hot 1 minute, cold 1 minute, headache, stuffy nose, running nose, everything you could think of. I had it. Fever, I had everything. But I'm the only one vaccinated. So it was y'all need to get vaccinated. Never. They're never getting vaccinated due to the fact that I still got COVID and I'm fully vaccinated.
And listen,
crazy.
I'm gonna put you on one even worse, right? In the early beginning of my job, they was making everybody become vaccinated. It became mandatory. Mm-hmm. So only a handful of us was fighting it. 3 of my coworkers that got vaccinated, got their second shot and their third shot are no longer with us. They all 3 died from COVID.
Yeah.
So
but the thing is, if they got COVID, I mean, I do believe this. If you have underlying health conditions,
then neither one of them did.
Listen, they can't tell you the family. I mean, people have be fighting things and they don't tell their family what health issues they have. Not everybody knows what health issues you may have. Some people don't even go to the doctor and may not know. But I do know that some people that I know that were close to me that died from COVID, they had underlying health conditions and that contributed to more health issues. Like I didn't understand my parents have been together. They celebrated being together, not married, but being together for 52 years the other day. They just celebrated that. They sleep in the same bed. My dad had COVID. My mother didn't. That's weird, right? However, I'm glad that she didn't because she has underlying health conditions. She already has COPD. So having COVID could have, ultimately been her downfall. So, I'm glad she didn't have it. But people that already have breathing issues, asthma and all of that, it's a concern.
Well, I'll say this much to what you said. My one coworker, I'm going to call him coworker number 2. Because he was the second one that passed. In our field, we got to go take physicals because of our job anyway. Of course, you know that, but the public don't. So we got to go take physicals, and we shared that information because between us, the guys in the field that's doing the work, when we go in there, like the guy may be overweight, he got to go take a sleep apnea test, or he may be on high blood pressure medicine, things like that. So when they don't get their medical card, we talk about these things. My coworker number 2, 56 years old, healthy as can be. He wasn't on nothing. And COVID took him out of here. Like, now the other 2, I think they do got health issues. But coworker number 2, he was totally healthy. Got his 3rd booster shot, COVID, perished. It's crazy. And it scared me because I was going to get the shot the 2nd time when coworker 2 died. I was going to get the shot because that was when I caught COVID the 2nd time. So I'm like, man, look, I already caught COVID twice. What the fuck can this shot do to me? Nothing. So boom, I'm going to go get the shot. Then he died. I said, well, he had all 3 shots and he died. Ain't no way, because it ain't stopping nothing. So I didn't go get vaccinated.
Well, I had to. It was either get vaccinated or don't come to work. That's how Hopkins was.
The county did that early on. But like I said, some of us fought back and we got a union. I don't know if y'all got a union.
Definitely not. But we had the option, though, to get tested weekly. And then, like, you had either had to have, like, a religious reason or whatever. But I just went on and did it.
Yeah, see, with us, they don't care what your vaccination status is. Everybody get tested every week.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't do that. Maybe they should do that. Maybe they should do that. Because people at my job still getting it. And I was upset because somebody that I relieve in the morning had COVID. And he tested positive. They didn't tell me. I was off that next day. The person that was at that post that day called me and said, did you know that such and such had COVID? I'm like, no, nobody told me. But see, me, I have a whole bag of cleaning supplies. They already know. You either gonna smell some bleach when you come up in there. I have my own sandy wipes. I have gloves, bleach, pine, Lysol, you name it, I got it. Because I don't want it. I wipe down everything that you can touch. Where I'm at, I have a microwave, a refrigerator, all of it. I wipe down everything. But my problem was, even if you can't tell us their name because of HIPAA law violations, I get it. Tell me somebody that I come in close contact with has COVID and I'm okay. Because then I know listen, if you have any symptoms, you need to get tested. But they didn't even do that much. That's what I don't understand about the job. I'm working at Johns Hopkins Hospital. Y'all telling me y'all can't tell the people that they came in close contact with somebody? I think that's ridiculous. Because that's how it's being spread.
And for us, I think they do the same thing. They don't tell us the person, but they don't even they'll send out a mass email to everybody that someone you may have been potentially in close contact with tested positive for COVID-19. Closely monitor your symptoms, and if you have an onset, don't come to work and get tested, or so on and so forth, whatever. But they don't tell you
that much. But they don't even do that.
Oh yeah, they do that much for us. But it'll be like, so for us, since the beginning of COVID, which I appreciate this, you got an assigned vehicle, you can't share vehicles now. So for us, we can't share vehicles at all. So if you don't have an assigned vehicle and you have to go somewhere, they had what they call a travel vehicle. You have to Lysol the vehicle in front of a supervisor before you get in it. And then when you come back, you clean it when you get out of it in front of that same supervisor if they're available. That's their travel vehicle.
So do you supply your own Lysol and everything? Or they supply it?
They supply it.
You would think that a big name company, I'm not going to go there because I don't want nobody to say I'm bashing, because I'm not. I'm just saying that they don't supply us. We bring our own stuff.
So we can get one hand sanitizer a week. Actually, so they'll give us one of these a week.
Who was that?
This
Never mind.
is
Don't get them people no. Don't get them no shine out here.
that's why I got it on the side. That's why I
Okay.
got it on the side.
Okay.
So you get one of these a week. You get a Clorox wipe a week, and you get uh a pack of masks a month. They give you, I think it's 45 masks in the pack.
Mm. Yeah, I buy my own everything.
Yeah, so they give it to you sealed up, and that's what they give us. Now, falls like Lysol, like the bleach and all that solution, they got tablets that you can sign out. There's no limit on it, but you can go in there and sign out bleach tablets and make your own bleach solution. You can sign out Lysol, make your own Lysol solution. So my organization, which is a government organization, they put stuff in place to limit us spreading it to each other. But I still got to work in the public, knocking on people's doors, rendering people services for their utilities that may be busted, broke, loose, clogged, whatever the case may be.
And they sure ain't telling you whether they positive or because they want their stuff fixed.
And listen, the last day that I worked before I caught COVID the first time and the second time, actually both times, I was working on a collapsed sewer line. Both times. So when they came out and said COVID traveled through the sewer, and I sat back and was like, no, it don't. You think about it. You got COVID. You're going to the bathroom. You're flushing your feces down the toilet. I caught COVID. I swear, I believe I caught it from the sewer system.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. However, I'm gonna stay wearing my mask. I'm gonna stay cleaning. I mean, and then the cleaning is something that I did anyway. This is not new. I've always done that. I think my kids even say here, oh my gosh, if it don't smell like bleach, I don't feel like it's clean. And then even after I bleach it, if it don't smell like lemon pine, it's not clean.
You know, since the onset of COVID, I do wash my hands more. I do wipe down things more. I don't shake hands no more. I give a fist bump or an arm bump.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real anal about people having a 6 feet now. Like real talk. Like I'm real anal about it. Like when I was in Florida, I had my daughter wear her mask. I wore my mask. I said, when we in the lines, we wear our masks. When we just cruising through the park, people away from us, we don't have to put it on. Mind you, it was like 98, 99 in Florida. Florida's sun is totally different.
And you know with the mask on, to make you hotter, right?
Yes. So when we was in line, I had the mask on. I had her mask on. And the lady looked around. She said, no one's wearing a mask. And I said, I am. And she had one on too. She said, I am too. She said, but I say, listen, you got to remember where you at. You're in Florida. They never shut down through the whole COVID.
But you know, they was labeled one of the hot spots.
Exactly. And that's why. Because in Disney, I might have seen 4 people total with masks on. Outside of me and my daughters.
Wait a minute, but how you get the youngest one to have a mask on? Because it took a while.
I tie it around her ears.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. When I say that, I'm saying, how did you make her keep it on?
Oh, I could
to get Jada together with keeping it on.
You can't. She's gonna keep pulling it off.
Yes, I mean, you know, my brother was only 2, so I know that's what I'm saying. Like keeping a mask.
No, I tied it around her ears, but she kept pulling it off. It's no way. It's nothing that I could configure that would help her keep it on. So I just made it irritated.
2 years old and up is supposed to wear a mask, but even at 2, her face is not. Even for the ones for her age, it just wouldn't stay on her. So
no, yeah, that's why I tied it behind her ear. But I made an irritating effort just to keep putting it on, because
Right.
every time I put it on, she took it off. So what I did was I put my fingers on her ears and started playing with her to like try to like take her attention off of it. It
Right.
would work for maybe 2-3 minutes, and then when she realized it's still there, she yanked it off again, and then I had to go right back to her. So I was highly irritated,
Right.
but I had to keep doing it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, because they say 2 and up gotta wear a mask, but what about 2 and under? Their systems are still developing, so they're more at risk than a 2-year-old whose system has pretty much fully developed.
Listen, I don't know. I just know we
That's
can
what
stop
I'm
taking
saying.
it.
Like,
We
we
stop
can sit
taking it
here and
everywhere.
dissect a lot of that information that they telling us. You know what I mean? But
Right.
overall, I just feel like they say the masks work, they don't work. I don't know. I feel like for me, it's an added level of security. It gives me comfort within myself. So
Yeah.
whether they work or they don't work, I'm gonna keep wearing it when I'm around a lot of people. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what
When
I
I'm
said? I won't find out. Listen, I went to our cousin's viewing, right? I'm in there with the mask on. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Why y'all looking at all these people, right? Like everybody's close. Everybody want to hug. No, no. Like, what you doing? Listen, I can't. I cannot afford to have it. It wasn't. I didn't like the feeling, and when I went back to work, um, they said because I was vaccinated, I could have came back 3 days later. No, y'all don't tell me when to come back. I'm coming back when I feel better. Then they're like, well, we're not going to pay you. Fine, I have PTO time. I have sick time. We're not doing this. I'm not coming back until I feel better. When I went back to work, I still had no.
So question, hold up, question. They didn't pay y'all to be off with COVID?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay. Because I about to say, I thought that was a federal law or a
Well,
federal regulation
they
or
did
whatever
for
they
that.
want to call it.
You know that it's a certain amount of time though. So they wanted to tell me when I felt better. Well, it's been about almost 7 days, so you can return to work. No, I can't. I don't feel better. You can't tell me how I feel.
So did they have a max amount of time that y'all could
7
use?
days.
Or 7 days?
7 days.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I used 10.
Because for us, they gave us 80 hours. The first time, and I took 3. So I was off 3 weeks. So that's more than their 80. So 2 weeks was paid. The third week wasn't paid, and then I think I had 2 days out of the following week because I had to go through their protocol of being cleared to return to work.
See, the whole
Which
thing was if you wasn't vaccinated, you got the 14 days. If you were vaccinated, you got
that's
7.
what I was asking. Yeah, that's what I was
So
trying to
because
get
I
to.
was vaccinated, they listen. My symptoms were worse than people who were not vaccinated. So don't try to minimize how I feel just because I was vaccinated. Even when I got the second shot, I was sick. I thought I had a cold. After that medicine, as I got the second shot, I was in the bed like body aching. I stayed home for 2 days after I got the shot. So no. Mm-mm. But anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. But before we go to break, I'm gonna read one more quote because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to read for today. I feel
Well,
like
we
what?
do you see our question?
What question? No, I don't. What's the question?
We already covered the topic, but the
Oh
question
yeah,
says,
we didn't change everything. He just said how much he washed his hands. And I still look, I still do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I still do the very same thing. I'm cleaning like none other. It's nothing has changed. People always know when they come behind me, they're gonna smell some. My booth is gonna be clean. My post is gonna be clean with bleach and everything before they even get there. So
yeah, and just to reiterate, I didn't wash my hands as much, and I gave a lot of people fives and daps them up and stuff. I don't do none of that no more, and I wash my hands, and I feel washing my hands. I don't just wash my hands like this anymore. I actually go up here now.
okay, so let me ask you this. Here I go with the healthcare field. So when you rinse, how do you show me how you rinse your hand? Like when the water, you just be like, how do you
Yeah,
do it?
after I wash it, I start from up here and I rinse it down.
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure you're rinsing the right way.
It's a wrong way to rinse.
You don't want to go clean the dirty. Yeah,
No, I start from here, but you know your arm can only be like this at work. So I start from this side and I come back this way, and I try to have my arm angled.
Okay, I'm just listening.
And then while my arm is still wet, people tell me it's stupid, but they saying it's defeating the purpose. But I don't think so. While my arm is still wet, I smear the sanitizer on. And then I wipe it off with a dry towel.
I feel like that little meme of Viola. I want to just shake my head and get up and walk away. Why wouldn't you dry your arm off first?
Look, everybody on my job tell me the same thing, but I don't know. That's how I feel comfort in making sure I'm clean.
But you don't even need to use the sanitizer. Just dry your arms off. You just cleaned it with soap and water.
It's my added level of security, I guess.
No, that's the marbles we were talking about before we. Anyway, this is the second quote, okay? I feel like we need it. Life is like a camera. Focus on what's important. Capture the good times. Develop from negatives. And if things don't work out, take another shot. You guys get it? Camera, another shot. All right, y'all. We're going to take a really short, brief, all that break. And then we'll come back with another topic. I hope you're ready, Zone.
On Fire TV is a streaming network for a generation on the move.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the second half. We're going to be talking about mental health. Our kids are about to go back to school. Well, some, because they're still doing virtual learning. I don't know why, because their kids are all at the mall. They are all in carnival. I see it's a carnival. I see all these kids there. I went to the circus, although we were like this. There's a lot of kids there. They need to have their children in school. So, Tony, here's where we're going. We're going to discuss mental health. And I have a very important question. When you hear mental health, and the first thing when it relates to children, what is the very first diagnosis they give a child when they're just like acting out or whatever? What is the most common diagnosis you hear?
That ADHD, attention deficit hypertension disorder thing.
But why? That is always my thing. Like, but why is that the very
because that's the easiest stigma that they can put on. And this is me. I feel like in our culture, Black community, that's right, the easiest stigma that they can stick on a Black kid to say that they got problems.
Right. I mean, I think all children should be active. So why would that define hyperactive? It's just too much.
I think they take the words and not the actual symptoms, and they associate the words with a misbehaved child. So instead of counseling and dealing with the misbehavior, it's better to say, hey, they got ADHD, and put them on medicine. That way they ain't got to focus on the actual correction of the behavior problem. That's my analysis of it.
Okay. So first, the top three are depression, anxiety, and ADHD. That's just like immediate. And I've noticed from experience, as well as my education with, working with people who suffer from mental illness. Once they start that first diagnosis, it is my belief that the doctor just go along. If they go to a different doctor, he's going to say, oh, well, he's 13. So this is actually depression. So then when he gets 18, because he's an adult, it's now called bipolar depression. You see what I'm saying? So they just keep them labeled.
Right.
To me, they just
Yeah.
once they stick that label on there, that's just what it is. I remember at one point they was giving all the kids Ritalin or something.
Ritalin was for the ADHD.
Right.
Yeah.
That was their go-to drug. They
Right.
would give
But
all the
think
kids.
about this. Also in labeling, and again, my consensus to this is it only happened in our community. Because you
But
don't hear about what, huh?
But it's not.
No, I'm not saying like it's only happening here. I'm saying like I only can speak about what I see in our community.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it seemed like they give it all the kids Ritalin and say they got ADHD because that also keeps them going back to see the psychiatrists and the doctors and stuff. And that keeps them in business.
I mean,
Because a lot of
I don't
kids
know.
that they put on
They
it,
don't get paid a lot. That's for sure.
but a lot of kids they say got ADHD and then they put on them pills. And like when they miss a pill or something, they be still calm. It be like just in certain moments where they're acting out. Like my nephew, for existence.
For existence. See, this is what we be talking about with you, Tony. No, go ahead. For
My
example,
nephew that has autism. Because I don't want to say names. But you know,
okay, we don't you have a shirt supporting him? It's okay
yeah,
to support him. Go ahead.
I support him. Yeah. But I'm just saying, before we figured out, or his parents figured out he had autism, it was like you would hear rumblings where people was like, "Oh, that boy got ADHD or something like this," and like ADHD has nothing to do with autism, but that's what the stigma was because he showed out because he's misbehaved, and his parents took him and had him tested and found out, hey, he got autism. You know what I'm saying? So just saying that if you would have listened to the stigmas and he went on Ritalin, he would be on Ritalin for nothing because Ritalin can't cure autism. It can't help autism.
See, but that's the thing. A lot of symptoms overlap, and it at the end of the day, it's like this one will have the same symptoms as the next one. You know, I don't want to dip back into the previous topic, but just like a common cold has the same symptoms of COVID. So, you know, it's going to be the same thing with the mental illness. You know, so but to bring it back a little bit, because my concern is more or less our children returning to school. Some children may have anxiety. They've been home on virtual learning for so long. My daughter was home, you know, when it first started, of course, they had them home. But she's active. She's a sports player, so she wanted to get back in school. She's a volleyball player. So she went back because you had to be like in school in order to play. You couldn't be a virtual learner and play volleyball. So she went back to school. Now she only has 2 classes, which I'm excited about. She only has 2 classes, so she'll leave and come home and then go back for volleyball practice. But I'm asking her, like, you know, you've been out for, you know, the whole summer. You work, and even where she works, she's a server, and she always have her mask on. You know, she's not, like I said, she's not vaccinated. And one of the customers was so upset that she had on a mask, he felt like it was disrespectful. Except, I mean, me wearing a mask is protecting the both of us, I would think. But she wasn't sure. She was like, I don't know if I want to work here anymore because I don't want people trying to attack me because I'm wearing a mask to protect myself. So and I already know she deals with anxiety. So I'm wondering how the children are going to go to school, not necessarily the high school kids, but the younger kids. When they go to school, are they going to keep those masks on? Like, you know, mentally. Like, how do they, you know, deal with it? Like, and you have a young child. So is she good with keeping her mask on or?
So early on, because last year, my daughter was in school all last year. Masks was mandatory. Early part of the school year, she had a problem with it. They would send notice home. They would call. You got to do more to keep the mask, keep your daughter so on and so forth, keep the mask on, got to educate it. So we started making it fun. We started matching her masses with her clothes, giving
Oh,
her,
nice. That make it fun for her.
yeah, giving her designer stuff, matching the masses with the hair barrettes and things like that. So it became more of a fashion statement. So she got into it, keeping the mask on as a fashion statement more so than protecting herself, because that's how we had to, like, for lack of better words, brainwash her to believe it was a fashion statement. Now we speed to current. She always want to put on a mask because it's like embedded in her now. So my daughter is 7, she'll be 8 in January, and she's oblivious to COVID. So when you say anything related to COVID-19, wearing masks, anything, she goes into that, oh, really, Dad? This again? But the mask thing is now embedded in her, so she's more reluctant to wear it because it's more of a fashion statement toward now. Now, as far as my baby,
You mean less reluctant?
yeah, you know what I meant. What I
Okay.
say?
I just want to make sure everybody knows what you mean.
What I say?
Nothing. Just keep going, Tony. Just keep going. Just keep going, baby.
Yeah. So she now she opens the middle console in the truck and grab a mask out. If I don't have a mask for her, as soon as she see that we going to like a market or something, she get a mask herself. So I don't know if that's going to translate again into this school year, because again, she's going back with her friends, and you got peer pressure, and their friends might not be wearing masks, so she might want to be like her friends and
Right.
take the mask off. I'll deal with that bridge when I come across it, like.
Right.
But as it is right now, with just me, her siblings, it's she's into the mask thing.
See, I don't know, because my granddaughter, she don't really have to. Like my parents watch her, so we don't do the daycare thing.
Yeah.
So the most she has to wear a mask is if she going to the store with us. So her wear, but she wants to wear one because we wear it. So if we get out and go in the store, then she's ready to put it on. But again, she's just 2, so we still have some time before we have to force that.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for y'all, because she want to do it because y'all are doing it, and because she's so young. So you can kind of like embed it in her as a youngin, because she's still learning.
Right.
So that's a great age, like, to keep going. That when she do get to the 5 and the 6 and the 7s, and she's going to school, you know what I mean? She's already got it programmed in her head from
And
y'all.
she's going to school at 3. 3. She's going to school at 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. We not in the city. So
that's city slickers.
yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So yeah, you know what I mean. So you keep beating it in like instilling it, teaching it to her. When she gets to that point, it'll be like natural. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It'll be natural. You know
So
what I
did you
mean?
want to do virtual learning other than the time that they had everybody on virtual learning?
The very first year, but that was 2020 when they closed schools down.
Right.
She did virtual learning that 1 year. So in the 21 to 22 school season, she was in class.
Right. See, and that's how my daughter did. Because my thing is, the children need to be around other children to help with their social and emotional. Like, if you're not around other kids, then you don't know.
You don't socially
the
grow.
Young kids, they don't know how to share. So if you don't have them other kids, like I promise, my granddaughter is going to be a piece of work. Okay, because we don't have many other small kids in the family. So it's like, okay, so who do we have around? Even her birthday parties is older kids. Okay, her first party, it was COVID, and it was supposed to be outside. It rained, so we came in the house. I was mad, but it was, a couple of kids, it was maybe 5 or less here. But my whole thing is she needs to be around other kids so she can learn to share. Because I promise you, if you come here and pick up one of her toys or something, she's gonna say mine. Mine.
Yeah.
She's
And see,
gonna take it, but she needs to be around other kids so she can learn to share. And kids they quick in their own way anyway.
I totally agree with you because I felt that way. I felt like when a lot of parents was going through, I'm not sending my kid back to school because COVID is still real. And then I'm looking at, I'm like, well, bro, you not sending your kid back to school because COVID real, but you're out in the club every weekend. Your
Exactly.
kid is at all the neighborhood playgrounds and parks playing every day, the basketball courts and the football fields. Like,
and see, that's what I'm saying. So the kids should be able to go to school. I'm
yeah.
just more concerned about the mental toll that it may be taking on the kids because some kids they really staying at home is not the best place for them. Going to school is a better place for them to be.
And I don't think I think the kids are suffering from anxiety, but I don't think it's their own inbrought anxiety. I think it's the parents. Because the kid's not saying, hey, I'm not going to school because of COVID. The parent is telling the kid, oh, you're not going to school because of COVID. And now
it depends on the kid too. Now, I think it may be 50-50. Because my daughter kept saying that. I said, no, baby, you're going. You're going. Okay? You're going to have to go.
Yeah, see, that's an older kid. I'm thinking of the younger kid. So I'm thinking in the mindset of my child. And you're thinking mindset of your child. So, yeah, I get it. So, yeah, I would agree it's probably like a 50-50.
I mean, but in different ages, some kids, like, I'm serious. Like, you never know. Things happen, mind you. And this is Survivors with a Purpose. Things happen. Some of those young kids that used to be so excited and happy to go to school, whether it was to learn or to get away from their abuser, their child, their molester, whatever the case may be, they wasn't getting that opportunity to get away. So they had to be home with that very person that was harming them. So, I mean, I'm glad that school is about to open. I just hope that people take advantage of the free therapy that they can get, because I'm sure kids need it. I mean, I don't know.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I mean, like you said, the free therapy, the socialization skills, and then another thing is that the only way our kids can develop strong immune systems is being around other kids being sick. And that way their systems learn to develop over all of those different bugs and viruses and stuff like that. Right. So I'm again going to push the safety method to my daughter, the mask, the washing of the hands, all that stuff. Right. But she's a kid and she like to touch stuff. So, but I'm excited for
But make sure you get her little crayon hand sanitizer that clips to her belt. You know what I'm talking about? The one that clips to your belt loop. And it's Yeah. A little lock bag. But really quick, because we're gonna wrap this up because we can talk forever. Because that's how we do. We can talk. I'm telling you, we can listen. We don't want to do that. But I'm gonna give out a couple of numbers. We are going back to school. So that means we need to be preparing our children for these people who may be bullying. Unfortunately, a lot of parents lost their jobs due to COVID. They may not have the money to buy, the freshest shoes, the most up-to-date shoes and clothes. I know the city wear uniforms. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury.
Me either.
However, my daughter has a job. She's 17. She got it. But I still help. But just in case, I'm just saying, this bullying. There is a bullying hotline. That number is 1-800-420-1479. That's just if you need to talk, you need some help, some assistance on how to handle it, again, that number is 1-800-420-1479. And so in being bullied, sometimes people consider suicide. You know, we had some kids that passed away or, well, committed suicide because they were being bullied. So I also have a suicide number if you need assistance. That's 1-800-273-8255. Now that can be for the child or the adult. I know we're talking about children, but there are some adults that can definitely use the assistance. It's always, I don't know, it's always good to reach out for help. Everybody don't. But if you see a friend or hear, I'm gonna say here because we haven't been seeing our friends too much. I know I haven't. We might text. You say you have.
I haven't.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Like been around. Like I've been stopped being a go out person. So I might talk to him on the phone, text. I'm more of a texter now. I used to be like, no, call me, and I still kind of feel that way if it's a serious conversation. But at this point, I'm like, text me because I don't really feel like talking. Like, if it's a serious conversation, I might call you because I don't want you to misinterpret anything that I'm saying. So, you know, if you hear it in their voice that something is wrong, if they text you something, you know, just, I don't know, communicate with them. And if they don't want to tell you, they can, you know, call the hotline and get some assistance that way. You know, just somebody to talk to. I think everybody can use somebody to talk to. It doesn't mean that you're, you know, crazy or having people like to say it. You know what I'm saying, right, Tom? You with me, Tom?
I got you. I'm listening. I'm with you.
Did you write down the number? I think you might need the number.
Why would I need the number?
I'm just saying. I'm gonna remind everybody how you can listen to the show, the weekly show. It'll be on fire-tv.com/ was that what I say backslash / what is that? Watch / that's all I'm gonna say. I'm sure it's on this TV, it's on the screen. Tony, do you have any last words as it relates to the COVID or the mental state of our children as they return back to school on August 29th?
Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Stop touching stuff, especially out in the public, and send them kids back to school. Don't rob them of their education.
They want to wear a mask?
Absolutely. Gotta put on a mask. Gotta wear the mask.
I just want
Gotta
to
wear
make
the
sure
mask.
But I want to make sure you do that one in there, okay?
Yeah, but that's all within the parent thing. I say put the mask on, especially in school. In public, around a lot of people, wear the mask. But please wash your hands. Stop touching stuff in the public.
But I'm home, so I keep touching myself.
Yeah,
I'm home
in public. I said in public.
You got listen, when you're in a space, let me say this. Not just in public, because if you go to your cousin's house, I don't know if I'm even comfortable taking my mask off there. If I'm out on a date or like I'll talk to you about that later. But if I'm out, I'm only taking my mask off to eat. If we're out walking like on the street, like we're walking to the vehicle or we're walking to another location, I'll take my mask off. It's just me and the person that I'm with. But we go, listen, my mask is on. Even at a family member's house, my mask is on. I'm sorry. I don't know. I really feel like the mask, I want to believe that the mask is helping. So that's why I'm going to continue to wear it. I don't know where I slipped up and ended up, getting it, but hey, it is what it is. Okay. So I agree with the children wearing their masks, wash your hands, make sure you have your hand sanitizer. Don't just take one mask, take an extra mask, because if you drop it on the ground, baby, leave it there. Or, no, let me not say leave it there, because then you'll be trashing the city and the county. Pick it up, put it in the trash. Put another one on your face. So please have an extra one in your book bag, or yeah, because you still have to carry a book bag. I know in the county we have laptops. Mm-hmm. Our kids use laptops, but they still have a bag. So just have an extra one. Okay, that's the most important thing. Just everybody be safe, children, adults, because we still have teachers. So everyone be safe. You can follow me, Monica WLS #2 on TikTok and Instagram. You can follow the radio show if you would like to be a guest. You have a story to tell that you think may help someone, or you want our viewers to chime in and give you some advice. You can send an email to the SWAT Radio Show at gmail.com. Tony, would you like to give your information again before we close out?
You can find me on Instagram at ONEDRIVINMOFO. It's One Driving Mofo. Facebook is Tony Berger.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to talk to Maisha. you know you can change your name though, right?
I know that. I probably am going to change it eventually.
Yeah,
I just thought it was cute, so I kept it.
It's a lot.
It is.
Okay. All right, people. So, oh my, One Driving Mofo. One.
Yep, the word one, the word driving without a G, and MOFO.
Oh. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Getting that spelling lesson there. Okay. Until next time, remember, walk by faith, not by sight.